Try this again. First you don't succeed, you try again. Tried going live the other day from upstairs, and apparently my Wi-Fi is not sufficient to do that. So I'm downstairs, and we're going to give it a go and see how it plays out, see if this thing works. Let me see what you're seeing on the computer so I know exactly how to set up my camera, or my phone I should say, which is my camera. So let's bring in the score sheet here. Now the question is, are we getting a clear picture? That's the other thing. Let's see what we're doing is here as far as a picture goes. I guess 720 is as good as I'm going to get. I can only get 1080 when I'm recording, I guess, not when I'm live. So this looks to be about as good as I can get. Let me see if I can lower this just a hair to get a little bit closer as we get this thing set up. Ooh, don't want to get too close. Might need to raise it just back up a hair. Okay, I think that's probably sufficient to fit everything in the camera. All right, this is the game from September the 7th, 1969. It is the St. Louis Cardinals and the Montreal Expos on inside pitch. Two starting pitchers, Bill Stoneman for the Expos and Steve Carlton for the Cardinals. So let's look at the starting lineups. First for the Expos, Bob Bailey is in left. Gary Sutherland's at second. Rusty Staub's in right. Coco LeBoy is at third. Jose Herrera in center. Ron Fairley, the first baseman. Ron Brand, the catcher. Bobby Wine at short. And Bill Stoneman on the mound. For the Cardinals, Lou Brock in left. Kurt Flood in center. Joe Haig at first. Joe Torre is catching again. I have to believe McCarver must be injured or something. That's the second game I've done in less than a week with the Cardinals, and Torre has caught both of those. LeRon Lee is in right. Phil Gagliano is at third. Julian Javier at second. Jerry DeVannen at short. And Steve Carlton is the pitcher. All right, so I think I've got everything the way I want to have it lined up. Let's put the cards in here and see if they show up okay on the computer. So I'm going to double check those. Hello, Phantomatic. How are you, sir? Long time no talk to. Hope you've been doing well. Oh, I got to keep this thing from shaking the table. I don't want to shake the table. I don't want to feel like we're in San Francisco in an earthquake. All right, this is not the San Francisco series. That's 89. That's 20 years down the road. This is 69. So I think everything looks okay. The dice tray seems to fit. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go with it. This is, again, the Cardinals and the Expos. And, of course, when the game is over, we will move on to the ticker to sim the rest of the games on this September 7th day. But this is the only game in the schedule where the Expos appear. So this is the one time to see the expansion Expos in this replay. All right, here we go. Bob Bailey, Steve Carlton, and we're underway. 6-5 on Carlton. That is a home run question mark right off the bat. Bailey's a righty. It's only a 1. Fails that check. We go to Bailey. 2-2. That's a question mark 7. Against a lefty, he goes to 14. That's a 3. That is a base hit for Bob Bailey. Lead off single for Bob Bailey. His attempt is a 1, but Carlton's a -1, so there's no attempt there. We will roll strategy because there's a potential pickoff. Make sure we don't get a 20. And oh, we did get a 20. How about that? Right off the bat, we got a 20. First roll, we got a 20. So 1 to 11 is a pickoff. And how about that? Steve Carlton picks off Bob Bailey. Steve Carlton giveth, and Steve Carlton taketh away. So the pickoff is right there and quickly 1 away. Base is clear for Gary Sutherland. 6-2, that is a walk plus to a lefty. Sutherland's a righty, so that will be a blank. Go on to Sutherland's card. 3-1, that's a liner to first. And Joe Haig snags it. 2 down. So 2 up and 2 down for the Expos. And that will send us to Rusty Staub. That is a 4-4. 4-4 is a strikeout chance. That's a 9. His strikeouts against lefties are a 10. -1 from the stadium is a 9. That matches. It's a strikeout. And the inning is over. So nothing doing for the Expos. They get a single, but the runner gets picked off. We go to the bottom of the first. Montreal nothing, and the Cardinals coming to bat. And Lou Brock will lead things off for the Cardinals. That is a 2-1 for Bill Stoneman, and that's a potential walk. 17 is too much for that. 2-2, that's a single to left field for Lou Brock, and you can bet he's looking to get a jump. His attempt is an 8. See if he can get that jump. 20, nope, but there is a potential pickoff. 1's a balk and 2's a pickoff. And it's a 19, nothing's happening. So Lou Brock is going to stay put, and Curt Flood will step to the plate. That's a 5-6. That's a strikeout chance. That's a 5. Curt Flood is a 5, but the stadium takes away 1, so no strikeout. Go to Flood, 6-6. That's a single to third base. So how about that? So to get from first to second on a single to third, you need a 5 base running rating, and Brock has it. So Brock will actually get to third base on this because he's so fast. That puts runners on the corners with nobody out, and Flood does have an attempt rating of 2, so we'll keep him there. See if he can get a jump. He does not. So runners are at the corners, nobody out, and they'll play for a double play. They'll play back for the double play, will the defense. Stoneman, 4-6. Strikeout plus against a righty, but Haig's a lefty. That's a blank. We go to Haig. 3-2 for Haig. Is a ground ball to second. Could be a double play. Now the run's going to score. Brock's going to score. They're submitting to that. They're allowing that to try for the double play. He's a 2. Playing halfway makes it a 3. He adds 1. Makes it a 4. The pivot, the shortstop, Bobby Wine, is a 1 also. Makes it a 5. So 1 to 5, and it is a double play. And it is a double play. It's going to go 4-6-3. So the Expos gave up the run, but they got the double play they wanted to try to avoid the big inning. Hello, Mr. Jeremy Brooks. How are you? 2 down. Base is clear for Joe Torre, the catcher. Stoneman, 1-5, blank on Stoneman. We go to Torre's card. 6-6, that's a fly to left to end the inning. So after 1 complete, it is the Cardinals 1 and the Expos nothing. And again, this is the only time to see the Expos because they are definitely not in playoff contention, but they are playing the Cardinals, who are a playoff team or playoff contending team. So that's why they're there. Coco LeBoy, right-hander against Steve Carlton. 2-3 is a potential walk, and that will do it. LeBoy, it's a -2 for the walk, but he's a 7. -2 is a 5. The 3 still falls within that, so that will be a leadoff walk for Coco LeBoy. He has no attempt rating. We will roll for a pickoff, and Carlton's already picked 1 off. He will not do it this time. And Jose Herrera, the center fielder, is up. Carlton, 1-3, strikeout chance. 16 is too much. Go to Herrera, 1-1, ground ball to second, could be a double play. He's a 1, they're playing halfway, makes him a 2. The pivot, shortstop, pivot, is Devannon, he's a 0, so he adds nothing. So it's a 2, 1-2 for a double play. And he gets it, it's a double play, 4-6-3. 1 double play deserves another. 2 quick outs. Base is clear for Ron Fairley, the first baseman. Carlton, 4-3. That is a single if he's tired, but he's not tired. The parentheses only take effect when the pitcher is tired, and that's after he faces 31 batters. So now we go on to Fairley. We treat it as a blank. 5-4. 5-4 is a star line 6, which corresponds to a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Expos. They get a walk, but the race by the double play. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Cardinals. And since we're in September, you're getting some of these marginal players getting some chances to play. LaRon Lee only had 23 at-bats on the season, but he is carded by inside pitch, which, a lot of companies don't do that. So have to, give him kudos for that. Here's Stoneman. 1-5 is a blank. And now as the dog wants to bark, 1-5 is a blank. Dog is quiet till I start recording, or start videoing, and then wants to. Lee. So Lee singles. He has no attempt, so we won't worry about a because there is a chance of a balk or. And now it looks like my stream is going nuts here with this. Maybe it's just my computer. Let me restart my computer because it looked like it was fading out. It shouldn't be because I'm right here by the right here next to the Wi-Fi thing. So it should not have any issues. I don't know why it's doing that. Shouldn't be because I'm like literally, I'm touching the Xfinity box right now. So I don't know why it's doing that. I just don't know why it's doing that. I apologize for it doing that. I had problems with it last night. I thought it was because I was upstairs, not because of the bad Wi-Fi. It looks like it got a little bit cleared, so I'll go with it. But I'm not too happy about it. All right, do what we can. I'll keep an eye on it, see if it gets blurry again. Okay, Gagliano is up. There's no attempt. We'll roll potential balk or pickoff. There is no 20, so no balk, no pickoff. Here's Gagliano, Stoneman to Gagliano. 6-6 is a home run question mark. 1-8 passes the check, but 11 is out of range, so no home run check. We go to Gagliano. 6-1, ground ball to short, could be a double play. He's a 3. They're playing halfway, makes him a 4. His pivot, or he adds 1 to it, makes it a 5. The second baseman pivot is Sutherland. He's a 1. That makes it a 6, so it's an automatic double play. Automatic double play, 6-4-3. And another double play has been turned. A lot of double plays in this game early on. Here is Julian Javier with 2 down. 6-6, that's a home run question mark. 1-8, and it passes this time because that's a 5. So we're going to re-roll 1-10, and Javier will go deep. 16, it's out of range, but he does still get the bat. Go to Javier, 2-2, he flies to left, and that's going to end the inning. So go to the third, and it is 1-0 still. It's still a little bit, and it looks like it's going in and out on me. We'll see how it fares. Okay, Ron Brand steps up, the catcher, against Carlton. 3-1, possible error on a grounder. Brand 4-4. That is a fly to right, a fly to center. So that's one away. No error needed, or no error check needed, because it's a fly out. Here's Bobby Wine, the shortstop. That's a 3-1. Same roll again. Error on the grounder potentially. That's a 4-1. This time we get a ground ball to third. That's a 5. The third baseman error rating Gagliano is a 0, so he cannot make an error. So it's good play. So Gagliano makes the play. 2 down for the pitcher, Bill Stoneman. Not a very good hitter, obviously. At 0.55. 4-4 is a strikeout, and he's got a 44 strikeout rate, so I think it's pretty much automatic. Inning is over. We go to the bottom of the third. It is the Cardinals holding to a 1-0 lead. And leadoff man will be Jerry DeVannen. He started the season with the Padres and then went to the Cardinals, but he's carded with the Padres, so that's why that card looks the way it does. 3-4, strikeout chance. He's a 12, -1's 11, but that's a 5. Well within that range, and it is a strikeout. So DeVannen is gone, and that brings up Steve Carlton. Lefty, he's a pretty good hitter, 213 with a home run. Not a bad hitter at all for a pitcher. 2-6 is a strikeout chance, though, but he is a pitcher after all, and he will strike out. 4 out number 2. Back to the top of the order, and Lou Brock. 6-3, that is a strikeout chance against a righty, but Brock's a lefty, so it is a blank. We skip it, go to Brock's card. 2-3, ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there. After 3 complete, it is the Cardinals 1 and the Expos nothing. Steve Carlton back out. You're facing Bob Bailey. And of course the mail truck is now coming by. Pretty late for the mail truck to come by at 4:30 in the afternoon. Almost 4:30 in the afternoon. But that's what the dog's barking at. The mail truck is outside. All right. Here's Carlton. 5-3. Strikeout chance. That's a 3. He's gone. So Bob Bailey out on strikes, 1 away. And that will bring up Gary Sutherland. Gary Sutherland. 2-3. 2-3 is a walk. He walks at an 11, so that will definitely be a 1-out walk to Gary Sutherland. He has an attempt of 2. -1 from Carlton is a 1. And it's a 20, so it's a potential pickoff again. 1 to 11. Carlton's already picked off 1. Can he pick off another? He can, so he picks him off. Second pickoff of the game by Steve Carlton. He's allowed three base runners. 2 have been picked off, and 1's been wiped out on a double play. So right now he's facing the minimum. Rusty Staub, the batter. 6-5. That's a potential home run question mark there. Home run question mark. Against the lefty, it's 1-8, but it fails that check. That's a 15, so Staub cannot get the homer. Finish up on Staub, 6-5. He flies to center, and the inning is over. So nothing doing for the Expos. That's 2 pickoffs for Steve Carlton. That's really strange, but that's just the way it is. When you roll those 20s, you get those pickoff checks. So here's Curt Flood. He will lead things off. He singled and was erased on a double play last time. 3-3 is a strikeout chance for Stoneman. 14 is way too high for that. Curt Flood, 2-4. That's a star line 1, which corresponds to a ground ball to second. And there's 1 away. We'll bring up the first baseman, Joe Haig. Stoneman, 2-2, strikeout chance. That'll get him. 2 down for Joe Torre, who mainly played first base, but since McCarver must be dinged up, he's been catching lately. 2-2, strikeout chance again, but 20 is way too high for that. Go to Torre, 6-4, star line 5, and that's a ground ball to second again. Inning's over. So we go to the 5th. The 1-0 Cardinal lead. That 1 run in the first, they've held on to it thanks to Steve Carlton's pitching and his pickoff move. So that'll bring up Coco LeBoy to start the 5th. Coco walked and was erased on a double play his first time. 6-6 is a potential walk again, but 20 is too high for that. Go to LeBoy. 5-2, that's a fly to left. 1 down. Brings up Jose Herrera, the center fielder. He hit into said double play last time. 2-4 is a strikeout chance. 18's too much. Go to Herrera. 5-6, he's going to fly to left. So 2 flyouts to left field. 2 up, 2 down for Ron Fairley, the first baseman. And we get a 6-2. That's a walk plus to a lefty. And with that being a 3, that's a definite 2-out walk. And Fairley has no attempt, so we won't worry about that. But can Carlton pick him off again? Nope, no 20 this time. So 1-6, strikeout chance. 10 is too high for that. Go to Brand. That's a single to center field. So finally the Expos have something to go from first to third on a single to center. You subtract 1 from the base running rating. Fairley runs at a 2, drops him to a 1. There are 2 outs, so that props him back up to a 2. So 1 to 2, and he will make it. And he does. He does make it with a 2. So he will get the third. Runners are at the corners with 2 down. And Rand has no attempt, so he will not be worried about running. But Carlton could still pick him up first. But there's no 20. So here's Bobby Wine, runners on the corners and 2 outs. First threat for the Expos, 2-2 strikeout. 11's too much. Wine gets to swing. 4-4, star line 4, which is a ground ball to second. And that threat goes to the wayside. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-0 Cardinals as Steve Carlton solidly getting it done on the mound. Here is LaRon Lee. LaRon Lee, the right fielder. 5-1, that's a strikeout chance. That's a 9. He strikes out at a 20. That's definitely a strikeout. 1 away. So he's gone. Here's Gagliano. 6-6 on Stoneman is a home run question mark. Gagliano's a right-hander, needs a 1-8 to pass. 15's too high, it won't pass. Go to Gagliano, 2-1, pops it to third. LeBoy puts it away, 2 down. And that will send up Julian Javier. Stoneman 3-4, strikeout chance, but that's a 20, way too high. And a 3-2, ground ball right back to Stoneman. That's going to be a very easy inning for Bill Stoneman and the Expos. We go to the 6th, still 1-0 in favor of the Cardinals. As we got a pitching duel brewing here at Busch Stadium. And Bill Stoneman, the pitcher, will lead things off. He struck out his first time. 1-3, he's going to strike out again. One away, back to the top of the order for Bob Bailey. Bailey has singled and struck out. In fact, he was picked off as well. Can't forget that. 5-2, strikeout chance. 13 is too much. Go to Bailey. 3-4, that's a single. So Bob Bailey gets his second hit of the game. But will he get picked off is the question. Nope, no 20, so he can't get picked off. That'll bring up Gary Sutherland, infield double play depth. Carlton, 1-3, strikeout chance again. 11 is too much. Go to Sutherland, 6-2, star line 6. Fly to right, that's out number 2. And that sends us on to Rusty Staub. Check for a potential pickoff again, and there is none. Staub, Carlton, 4-5. Is a walk plus, and Staub will draw the base on balls, and that'll put runners at first and second with 2 down for Coco LeBoy. So Expos again with 2 on. Can they take advantage? Carlton, will he get a pickoff? He will not. Here's the pitch to LeBoy, 4-2, 4-2. LeBoy's a righty. That's a straight up home run chance on his card. He's an 11, but that's a 14, so no home run for LeBoy. Finish off on LeBoy's card, 5-1. He lines it to third, so he hit it hard, but right at Gagliano to end the inning, and the Expos leave 2 on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 1-0 in favor of the Cardinals. That 1 run in the first has stood the test of time. Hey, RJL. I am down in the living room, so hopefully I did have a slight glitch earlier when I first started where it fuzzed a little bit on me, but hopefully I'm sitting here right next to my Xfinity box, so I'm hoping that I'm not going to have any Wi-Fi issues. That's what I'm hoping, so we'll see. Just to catch you up, RJL, if you just arrived, we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 1-0 Cardinals. Steve Carlton has had the distinction of picking off 2 runners off base already. And the only run of the game came on a ground ball double play by Joe Haig in the first, where the Expos elected to play the infield back to get 2 outs, and Lou Brock scored. But Bob Bailey led up the game with a single, got picked off, and then in the 4th inning, Sutherland walked, and Carlton picked him off as well. So 2 pickoffs for Carlton. He's got a 1-11 on his pickoff chance and found that 20 roll twice. All right, DeVannon's going to lead things off again. He started the season in San Diego, went to St. Louis, but he's carded with San Diego, which is why his card looks the way it does. All right, here is Stoneman to DeVannon. 6-6, that's a home run question mark against a right-hander. It is 1-8. That's a 1. It passes. So DeVannon, a 1-5 to get it out of here. And he does. DeVannon, a home run. Back-to-back rolls of 1 on the D20. DeVannon goes deep. And that's a 2-0 lead now for the Cardinals, thanks to the home run by DeVannon. Here's Carlton. Stoneman, 2-5. Potential error if the throw is necessary. 4-3. 4-3 is a double to right field by Steve Carlton. You believe that? He's got a straight double on his card. Double on his card. There is no throw needed because there are no other base runners, but it's a double straight off Steve Carlton's card. Kind of unbelievable, but there it is. He has it. All right, Stoneman's starting to fade a little bit. He can face 27 batters. He's faced 18. So fatigue-wise, he should be okay, but hello, Alex. How are you? So a roll for the potential strat roll. Nothing happened. Here's Lou Brock. Stoneman, 4-5. That's a potential hit by pitch. He's a 2. Plus the 9 is an 11, but that's a 20, so no hit by the pitch. We go to Brock, 4-3. That's a ground ball back to the pitcher. And now I've got to figure out, I may need your help on this one, RJL. Runner at second, ground ball back to the pitcher. I don't think the runner can move up, especially Carlton. since Carlton's only a base running of 3. I don't see it in the little chart here about if a ground ball is hit back to the pitcher with a runner at second. Oh, here it is. Runner advances on balls hit to first base, second, or catcher. Runner advances on balls hit to short or pitcher if the BR of the runner beats a 1d6 roll. Okay, we roll a d6 then. Carlton's a 3. He can't beat it, so Carlton's going to stay there. So I answered my own question. If you look at the rules, sometimes that helps, or look at the chart, sometimes that helps. All right, 1 away. Carlton's still at second for Curt Flood. And that is a 17. Nothing's happening on the strat roll. Stoneman 4-3, and that's a straight up home run chance again off of Stoneman's card. That is a 1 for Flood. That's a 15, so Flood not going to go deep. 4-4. Instead, it's a star line 6, which is a ground ball to short. And again, we'll check the base running rating of the runner on a ground ball to short. If it's a 3 or less, Carlton will advance. It does not. Carlton has to hold again. So it's 2 down for Joe Haig, first baseman. Joe Haig. That is a 1-2. That's a blank on Stoneman. Haig 6-1, ground ball to third, inning is over. But the home run from Jerry DeVannen gives the Cardinals a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the 7th. Carlton can face 31 batters. He has faced only 22, so he's definitely good to go. He's actually bucking for a complete game, maybe. Here's Jose Herrera. 5-2, strikeout chance again, but 10 is too much. Go to Herrera, 4-4, fly to center. That's 1 away. Carlton just like a walk in the park. Here's Ron Fairley. 5-5, range play, first range play in a while. 2-2, ground ball to short. The range of the shortstop, DeVannen, is a 3. Can he get to it? 1-3 he does. Oops. 1-3 he does. And he does not. It's a base hit. So Fairley sneaks it past DeVannen for a 1-out single. He has no attempt, so he won't go anywhere, but Carlton can pick him off. Nope, no 20 this time, so not going to worry about it. Bring up Ron Brand, catcher. Carlton, 6-2, a walk plus to a lefty, but he's a righty. So we go to Brand. 5-2, ground ball to short, potential double play. He's already a 3. They're halfway. It makes it a 4. Carlton adds nothing. And the second base pivot, Javier, adds nothing. So it's a 4 or less for a double play. It's a 5, so he can't get it. Now, is the 5 higher than Fairley? It certainly is. So it will be a a fielder's choice, rather, 6-4, as they do get the lead runner since that 5 was higher than the base running rating of the runner at first. So 2 down, and Brand is the one at first base now. He's got an attempt of 1. But Carlton's a -1, so again, cannot attempt. But could be another pickoff. You never know. Nope, no 20, so no pickoff. Bobby Wine, 6-3, range play, another range play. 5-5, question mark 8 against a lefty. It goes to 15. That's a 1, which is a base hit to center field. But the center fielder, Curt Flood, has a range of 4. He could take this away with a 4 or less. And he does. So Curt Flood takes that hit away, and that ends the inning. So Curt Flood says no problem to Carlton. Inning's over. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It is 2-0 Cardinals. Stoneman is set to lead off in the 8th, so they really want to get him through this inning and then pinch hit for him in the top of the 8th. That's the plan. Joe Torre, the batter. Torre to Stoneman, or Stoneman to Torre, rather. 1-4 is a strikeout chance, and that's a 1, so Torre is gone. 1 away. And that will bring up the right fielder, LaRon Lee. Stoneman, 3-1, and against a right-hander, it's a potential walk. A lefty would get a single automatically, but that's a potential walk. He walks at a 14, -2 is a 12, but that's a 9, so LaRon Lee draws the 1-out walk. No attempt for LaRon Lee, but we'll do the strategy just to see if anything's happening. It's not. Here's Phil Gagliano. Stoneman 1-4, strikeout chance. That's a 1. He's gone, 2 down. And now let's see. He has faced 24 batters, so he's still got a couple to go. Julian Javier, the batter, with 2 down and a runner at first. Nothing happening. 6-1, strikeout chance. That's a 6. He's a 10. Minus the 2, minus the 1 is a 9, but the 6 is good. And Stoneman goes out with a flourish with the strikeout. And we go to the 8th. It is 2-0 Cardinals. So Expos giving them all they want. They just can't get anything off of Carlton. But the pitching by Stoneman has held up over the test of time. But now Stoneman does have to come out as he is set to lead off the top of the 8th. And we need a pinch hitter for the Expos. And we have to look and see. Most of their pinch hitters are left-handed. But hopefully there's somebody right-handed on the bench that we can go to that's decent. Although it's looking pretty shabby. The best right-handed hitter they have is Adolfo Phillips at 218. Now they do have lefty Mac Jones at 270, so I'm going to have to go with him, even though he's left-handed. He's the best average. So I'm going to go with Mac Jones. Mac Jones. Pinch hitter. And if I wanted to do the RJL rule, he does have the most at-bats of anybody on the bench. So we're in the 8th, not the 9th, so kind of fills both of those criteria, but I'm mainly looking at his average. That's the main thing I'm looking at. All right, so here's Steve Carlton to Mac Jones. It is a 2-1 strikeout chance. That's a 9, and Jones is out of there. So that's the failed pinch hit opportunity. Back to the top of the order for Bob Bailey. Carlton has now faced 27 batters. He can face 31. Here's Bailey. 1-4 is a wild pitch, which nobody on. It's just a nothing. 4-3, and that's a single if he's tired, but he's not tired yet. He's only faced 27 batters, so he's not tired. Treated as a blank. Go to Bailey. 6-2. That's a single. So Bob Bailey, 3 for 4. He's figured out Carlton. Nobody else has, but he has. Third hit, all singles. He's attempt of 1, but Carlton's a -1, so nothing happening. Nothing, no pickoff chances. Here's Gary Sutherland. 3-6 is a strikeout plus chance against a right-hander, and Sutherland is gone. He's a 3, -2 is a 12. It's a 2. 3 -1 is a 2, but the plus makes him a 12, and that covers the 9. If I can speak today. So Sutherland is gone. 2 down for Rusty Staub. Still, he is the tying run, so anything can happen. 20, another chance for a pickoff for Steve Carlton. He's got that 1-11 pickoff. This will be the 3rd pickoff of the game. Oh, it's another 20, so just getting back in time is Bob Bailey. And he's able to stick around, give Staub a chance. Carlton, 2-1, strikeout chance. Staub, that's a 10, -1's a 9, but that's a 9, so Staub is out of there. Struck him out. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and we need a new pitcher for the Expos. And let's see who that's going to be. We'll take the best they have, which isn't saying a whole lot. We'll go to Carol Sembera. And no, I do not know who he is. 0-2, 2 saves, and a 3.55 ERA. So Sembera, Carol Sembera, a right-hander. And he'll be facing Devannon, Carlton, and Brock. So we'll see what happens. Devannon again from the Padres. Sembera, a 5-6 is a blank because it's a nothing play because it's a wild pitch. 1-4, and that's a potential error on a grounder. And that is a 5-3, which is a fly to center. So there's no ground ball. It's a fly to center. 1 away. And Carlton's going to see if he can get the complete game shutout. He's going to stay in there to hit. Sembera, 5-2, strikeout chance, and of course Carlton's going to strike out. 2 down for Lou Brock. As the Cardinals try to get an insurance run, they probably don't need it the way Carlton's pitching. Sembera, 2-5 is a potential walk. 8 will not be a walk. That's too high. Brock has to earn it. 5-2, and he does with the split chance. Against a right-hander, it's a double to center field. So Lou Brock, a 2-out double, gets him into scoring position. He will not try to steal third base. So here's Kurt Flood. No strategy roll. I'm not going to worry about because there's no pickoffs. 3-6 is potential walk, and that will do it. Kurt Flood will walk. So that puts runners at first and second for Joe Haig, the lefty. Joe Haig, the left-hander. And we're going to have a new pitcher for the Expos. They're going to bring in a lefty to face Haig. Haig is one of those cards that he did not have enough at-bats against lefties to get carded for splits, but I did look it up. He had 2 home runs, both against right-handers, so I took the 9 off of his home run versus lefty and made that a 0. So he cannot hit a home run against a lefty. And we're going to have left-hander Dan McGinn coming in for the Expos. 7-10, 6 saves, 3.95 ERA. So Dan McGinn is coming in to get that last out, or at least attempt to get the last out. 2 on, 2 out, 2-0 Cardinals, bottom of the 8th. We will roll strategy because it's got pickoffs. And it's a 20, so it's chance of a pickoff, chance of a balk, or chance of a pickoff error. It is a 15, it's out of range, so nothing's happening. So Haig steps back in. 6-3, that's a potential walk. And that's a 19, so there's no walk on that. Here's Haig. 3-3 for Haig is a star line 5, ground ball to third, innings over. So we go to the 9th. Top of the 9th, last chance for the Expos. Carlton is going for that complete game shutout. And he's going to be facing LeBoy, Herrera, and Fairley. And I don't think there's much left on the bench for the Expos that's any better. I will check it and see if they have anybody that's any good at all. And I think right now the highest, well, they do have one guy, Jim Ferry, the backup outfielder. He is a lefty, but he does hit 286. Everybody else is around 200. So not a whole lot of pickings. It's slim pickings, as they say. But Coco LeBoy will start us out. Coco LeBoy. Now, Carlton has faced 30 batters. This is batter 31, so his next batter, he will have the fatigue factor against him. Carlton, 1-5. That is a star line against a right-hander. Check the star line. It is a 3. It is a fly to center, and there's one away. So Coco LeBoy is out, and now Carlton is fatigued. So if he hits those things in parentheses, he will feel the effect of the fatigue. 3-6, strikeout plus again. Well, not again. Strikeout plus, he's a 1. That doesn't matter. Didn't need the strikeout plus, just need the strikeout. That's 2 down. Last chance for the Expos. It is Ron Fairley. Ron Fairley, a lefty, but he does hit 274. Carlton, 6-4 is a strikeout chance. That's a 1, and he gets him. So kind of apropos, Carlton gets the strikeout to end the ball game. Pitches another shutout. I believe he shut out the Astros in the first game of this replay that started on the September 1st date. And he strikes again for the Cardinals. Boy, he has just been a wrecking crew on 2 consecutive starts as they take care of the Expos right there, 2-0. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Well, with Carlton, they weren't going to do anything with Carlton, so that just wasn't going to happen. Let's see for the Expos how many hits they had. Well, Bailey had 3 of the hits, and then Ron Brand had a hit. So 4 hits by the Expos, 3 of them by Bob Bailey. So 0-4-0 for the Expos, and the Cardinals, 2 runs. Let's see how many hits they had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. So a pitching duel all the way. Actually, Montreal won this game in real life 3-0, but the tables were turned. The Cardinals win at 2-0. 2-6-0 for the Cardinals, 0-4-0 for the Expos, and of course the winner was Steve Carlton. And now we are time for the ticker and to preview the next game in the replay. Next game on the schedule, I should say. Let's get that out. Next game on the schedule. If I can find out what I did with the next game on the schedule. This was 9-7, so I'll need the 9-8 game, which is going to be a good one. September 8th games, the Cubs and the Mets. That's the next game on the schedule. It'll be Jerry Kuzman against Bill Hands. So that'll be the next game in the replay, the Cubs and the Mets in a big one. All right, it is ticker time. Ticker time we go. So I need to get the fast action cards out. I know RJL does the dice, but I still prefer the fast action cards. So that's what I will go with. Clear everything else out. And we'll do some shuffling on camera so that you can see what we're doing. I think I moved the clipboard out of the way. I don't need that. I just need the piece of paper. Okay. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on the docket. And we'll write this game in 2-0. But 5 other games to go, including Atlanta, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh, Chicago, New York, Philly. So some big games that could impact. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Yeah, I've got it on inside pitch. I'm sorry, on payoff pitch as well. And those old, it's the one set I have that's black and white cards. Wish I had the new 69 version because that's in color and it's got the team colors underneath of it. And I did. Joe did answer me back on Facebook and said that any set you buy from now going forward has the new font and the coloring on it. So unfortunately, I've already bought a lot of payoff pitch sets. So if I do buy another one down the road sometime, at least it'll have that new coloring on it. Thinking about maybe 86, although I did buy that on PDF and print everything out, so I almost feel silly buying it on the card stock when I've already got the PDF for it. All right, let's cut the cards and we'll flip them. Okay. Atlanta, Cincinnati. Atlanta needs a 3-7 to get the win. That's an 11. They will not get it. Cincinnati wins at 7-1. And Atlanta continues to do a free fall in this replay. San Fran and Houston. San Fran needs a 3-7, and they get it. So San Fran gets the win 2-1. First place San Francisco stays. Cincinnati stays pace with them, but Atlanta keeps dropping back. So Atlanta slowly working themselves out of contention here. Next game, Pittsburgh, Chicago. Pittsburgh needs a 2-6 or an 11 to beat the Cubs. That's an 8, so that's going to be a Cubs win, 3-2. Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win. Let's see here. Now, yes, Anthony, I got these numbers off the quick play chart, yes. And I formatted it after Robert's ticker. I'm trying to, it's not exactly like his, but I'm trying to mimic it as close as possible as I can get. All right, Philadelphia and New York. So the Mets have a chance to gain ground, or they have to win to keep pace with the Cubs. Philly 2-5 or a 12. Anything else, the Mets win. That's a 6. It's the Mets win, 8-6. So the Mets stay a game back of the Cubs, and they both keep pace in the East. Dodgers, last game, 2-7 or a 10 to beat San Diego, and they do. 6-1 win there for the Dodgers. So the Dodgers get the win. Key victories by the Mets and the Cubs, so no changes there. Mets are still a game back. San Fran holds a 2-game lead on Cincinnati since both of them won, but Atlanta now has dropped to 5 games back with the loss. So they are slowly fading away here. Slowly fading away. And let's see, did I get the wrong? Let me check the next game. I think I had the wrong. I think I printed out too many things, actually. I was mistaken. The next game actually in the replay on September the 8th is going to be the Giants and the Reds. It's the first game of a doubleheader, Juan Marichal against Jim Maloney. And the Cubs and Mets game will be played on September the 9th, the following day, and that's where we get the matchup between Tom Seaver and Fergie Jenkins. So that's why I didn't pick it on the 8th. That's why I picked this game, because I wanted the Ferguson Jenkins and Tom Seaver game to come up on the 9th. So the next game on the schedule, San Francisco Giants, Cincinnati Reds. Those are the top 2 teams in the NL West, and they're battling it out. So it's a very important game. Juan Marichal against Jim Maloney. And then the next game after that will be the Black Cat Series between Ferguson Jenkins and Tom Seaver. And both of you may be happy to know, let me see if I can find it here. Don't fall out of your chair if you can. If you're sitting down, please stay seated. I'll just say that. As I'm bringing my stuff over. Do these look familiar? I did go on to the Fall Classic site and download the PDF. I did have also got the team charts for both teams. I may tinker with figuring out how to play this game and seeing what I can do with it. Here's a picture of Chris Bryant's card. So I may do something with this. I don't know, just to see what all the fuss is about. I know it's fun to watch other people play it, but you really have to play a game yourself to figure out if it's any good. Again, I know my one big beef is going to be right here where there's only one split, but I'm going to try to be open-minded and see how it goes. Just to give it just to say I gave it a shot, and I know people say you got to play it over and over, but I'm, just like Robert, Inside Pitch is my go-to game right now, but I may tinker with this just to be on the different side. So it's possible. We'll wait and see. But I did print them out. I at least went through the trouble of downloading it and printing them out. So one of these days I might actually get around to playing that. We shall see, or at least learning how to play it. But I thought that would be something that would surprise some folks. And I think that's, let me see, do I have this other one over here? Let me take a look at this real quick. All right, yeah, no, that's the wrong year, never mind. Okay, I thought I had something else, but I do not. So anyway, well, we'll see, Anthony. Like I said, I mean, I enjoy Inside Pitch, but since I'm playing both of my projects on Inside Pitch, I am going to need something just to kind of break the monotony. Not that Inside Pitch is monotonous. So I do want to try to get something, play some payoff pitch to the side once in a while. But I thought I'd try this just to see if I can. It's always a challenge to learn a new game, and so I thought I might try it. I dare not do a video on it, but I might do something just off to the side on my own, just see what I think. I've got to print off the, or either I'll just keep it on the PDF on the computer and play at the same time so I don't have to print off all those charts because I don't have the fast action cards. So I'll figure out some kind of way to get it done. I may do like ID does it and just leave it on the computer screen and have it up in front of me and roll the dice and use the charts that way. We shall see. The one thing I do like about, there's a couple things I do like about Fall Classic. One is the pitcher, the role for the pitcher to start the game to see what kind of, if he's got his stuff or not. And the other one I like is the fact that they have some of those older seasons like the 1908, 1919, things like that other games don't have. But right now my go-to game is still Inside Pitch. I haven't got all the rules down, but I'm slowly getting better at it. And the more I play it, it's kind of addictive. The more I play it, the more I want to play it. So, and I think Robert is probably the same way. But I do enjoy watching. I hope Robert gets back to playing some Fall Classic eventually, because I do enjoy watching it on YouTube, watching Anthony play it, and watching when Robert played it. And so sometimes I'll have to go back. I might have to go back and watch some of those videos just to start getting some rules down. Maybe watch Tony, see if he's got something out there for instructions or whatever. But I think the best way to learn a game is to watch somebody play it, and that's just play it straight out. It seems pretty intuitive, but there may be some minor things to worry about. But it seems to be fairly intuitive. If I can figure out how to play Inside Pitch, I certainly ought to be able to figure out how to play Fall Classic, because that seems like a learning curve that's not quite as tremendous on that. Well, thank goodness yes, Anthony, I do enjoy the Fall Classic broadcast, no doubt about it, because he has particularly because he has the knowledge of the 1908 season. I'm still reading that book, Crazy Eights, so I'm still trying to, once in a while dig into that and learn about all those old players, some of those old players that are out there. I know some of them, but not that many, and they have some great names. The one thing about that time frame is they had great names. I mean, they were just, Heine something or other, but just different names. Not just nicknames, but regular names. The regular names that they gave them were pretty awesome. So, but yeah, we definitely enjoy that, Anthony. No question about it. But yeah, like I said, I might sit down one afternoon or one evening and just put up somebody's video and just put the cards out and see what I can do. See if I can figure it out or if I like it. I know Tony says you got to play more than a couple games to really figure it out. But we shall see. I do like the fact, like I said, that they have the team defensive charts right here, so you don't have to look up every player, their cards and whatnot. It's all here. I wish all the games had that. And I guess if ID says what is this, number 2 or 3 on ID's chart? So if you go by what he says, then he certainly enjoys it. I know a lot of people have played it. It's been kind of under the radar until recently, and it's kind of been the hot game here lately, the way Inside Pitch was a while back. So we'll see if it stands the test of time or not. In this game, though, the Cardinals, Steve Carlton, was able to get it done. Let's see, I'm doing a project in fall. Oh, good. So you're doing the whole season then? Because I just printed out the World Series teams that were on the website for free. I figured no way in the world I'm going to invest any kind of money in it until I play it and get a chance to see if I actually would like it or not. So, I mean, I generally like season replay stuff versus World Series matchups, but I think there's enough in this World Series matchup thing to let me know whether or not I would enjoy the game. So that's what I got there. I'm sure RJL, I think tonight, is doing the 1985 season. Robert, what is the game for tonight for 85? I forget the teams that are playing tonight. Was it Montreal? I'm thinking it's Montreal, but I could be wrong. Or is it Philadelphia? One of the two is Philadelphia. I remember Philadelphia or Montreal. I just don't remember if they're playing each other or they're playing somebody else. But I seem to remember those two. Philadelphia. I knew Philadelphia was in there somewhere. I don't know why. Montreal, because I'm thinking of them because they're winning the division. But yeah, I would be curious. The one thing about any game is I'm curious to find out when people play it for a while what their replay stats look like. Are they realistic? And see what happens there. So what I may do tonight is put on one of Anthony's 1908 games from Fall Classic, see if that gets me in the mood to actually tinker with this. If not, it's sitting over here on my counter that I can pull it out if I feel the urge to do so. Right now, like I said, it's Inside Pitch all the way. I'm enjoying the Washington Nationals replay a little bit more on Inside Pitch. I'm getting a little more exciting games, I think. And, after playing the White Sox of '77, I was kind of getting Stratted out a little bit, so I need to take a break from Strat. And plus, Strat didn't have all the players, and having to print out those computer cards was a pain in the you-know-what. So I like the fact that Inside Pitch, for the most part, has... hello, Captain Carl. How are you? Sorry you missed the game, but anyway... I'm not very much of a conversationalist, unfortunately, so I don't really have the gift of gab the way some folks do that can entertain without a game going on. But it is nice just to talk baseball or talk, life in general, as far as getting to do that because most, like I said, 95% of the time or more, I'm doing an upload, so there is no conversation going back and forth other than what I can type on a Premiere. So sometimes it is nice to be able to just do that. Let's see, can I do anything? I don't know if I can do anything else with that. I also try to do something with the camera, with the phone, but I guess I better not. So better leave it alone as is. So inside pitch, like I said, for anybody that hasn't played, if there's anybody out there that's watching this that has not played the game, I highly encourage you to do so. You can get a free PDF, or not a free PDF, let me rephrase that. I believe it's $7. You can get all the rules and the 2008 World Series teams, Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. I think you can still do that for $7. I could be wrong, but I think that's what you can do on Inside Pitch from their website. Yeah, Captain Carl, I'm thinking it's a pretty quick learning curve. And what I've been doing here lately, I don't usually like to put out so many videos. I usually kind of space my videos out. But I got 2 projects going on that I really want to, I mean, of course the Nationals one's going to take forever, but I want this 69 one to kind of, move along, and it's kind of hard to do that if I'm putting out a video once every 4 days. So right now I've been kind of, recording 2 videos a day and then either doing them live or uploading. I have already played the Nationals game against the Rockies, the first game of that series. That's going to be uploaded tomorrow sometime. I'm not going to do it today because I'm already doing this video, so I'm not going to do two that close together. But I've already played the game, first game of that series between the Washington Nationals and the Colorado Rockies. I will say it is going to be a typical Coors Field game with lots of runs. So if you like runs, that'll be your game. If you like pitching duels, it's probably not going to be your game. But I'm just going to do a straight upload. I'm not going to do a premiere on that because it wasn't really anything overly exceptional about the game. It's just a game. So that'll be out probably, I'll probably post that tomorrow morning sometime, maybe before Robert does his 95 one and done. Let's see. So Kevin Tapani pitched a 2-hitter in, which game was this? Is this, oh, in Fall Classic you're talking about, 91 Twins. Pitched a 2-hitter. Okay. He must have gotten the A roll on his pre-roll check. He must have been an A pitcher or something, or either that or the dice were very friendly, one or the other. Let me see something here. Can I do anything with this, or should I try? I'm afraid it would be upside down, so I'm not gonna move it. I was gonna do something, but I'm not gonna move it. Yeah, pretty good dice, I would say. Did it from a B roll. All right. Well, B is the normal, right? I mean, B is, if there was no pre-roll at all, you use B, and then the A and the C means he has a really good day or a really bad day in his warm-up tosses. So if you've got a B, that's pretty much that's his season average right there. So we shall see. Like I said, I might do it. I might give it. I mean, I printed them out, so I feel like I'm almost obligated to play a game because I went through the trouble of spending the ink and paper to print them out. So, I'll at some point, I'm not sure when I'll do it, but at some point I will give it a go, just to try it. And I'm sure it'll be a really slow, tedious game the first time I try it, to make sure I'm hitting all the everything, all the checks that I need to do. And I'll probably have the rule book or rule pages in front of me, and probably somebody's video in front of me, just to get where I need to be. But like I said, from watching people play it, it seems pretty intuitive. Having played other games, it seems fairly intuitive. I noticed most people, or at least Robert and Anthony, used the fact cards. When ID played his, he used the dice roll. He's rolling an extra D20, and that was telling him where the out was. So, like I said, I don't think I can download the facts on a PDF. I think I have to use the charts. So we'll see. But the fact cards do look very good. I will have to admit, they do look very, very nice, and it seems to make the game, much better, much more necessary in Fall Classic, I think, to use the fact cards than it is in Payoff Pitch, because I've played Payoff Pitch without the fact cards a lot, just using the charts and the dice, and I've had no problems. Yeah, only available in printed form. Yep. So we'll see. Yeah. If I will say this, if I decide that, let's see, Google Lewis Research Fall Classic, and you get a free FAQ online deck. Oh, cool. Lewis, I'll have to write that down. Lewis Research, huh? All right, let me write that down. Lewis, thanks for that information. Lewis Research. Now, do I need to do Lewis Research Fall Classic? Okay, your Lewis Research Fall Classic, all 4 words, okay. And I'll look for the possibility of doing a free FAQ online deck and see about doing that. But if I do decide that I actually like the game, which I don't know if I will or not, if I did buy a season somehow or another, I cut these out on PDF, and the one thing that was kind of weird is that there's no cut lines, but I just kind of eyeballed it, and they seem to be fairly, I cut these and they seem to be just about the same size, so close enough for government work, as you call it. So the benefit to me of the PDF is A, you get it right away, and B, it's cheaper. Because I know there's some mailing delays with the Fall Classic folks. Maybe not their delays, but with the mail. And I know it took Robert a long time to get his cards. Only $20 a team, every player is carded. There you go. That sounds like a winner right there, Brandon. And I think the printed sets, boy, I think the cheapest ones were the ones from like the Dead Ball era, and they were still up there around $50-something, I think. Plus you got about $20 for the fat cards. Robert, you at least got to play one game with the 69 set. I mean, you bought them. You've played 86, but you at least got to do maybe a World Series game from 69. Since I hate to think that you bought the whole set and not use them. So that would be nice to be able to do that and get that back out there. Maybe play somebody other than the Mets so you don't have a vested interest in it, and if the Mets don't do well, you're not upset about that. I don't know. So it's almost 5:15 here on the East Coast on a Friday afternoon. So welcome to the weekend for you folks here on the East Coast that have made it past 5 o'clock. Of course, I've been out of work for 2 months. So when you're out of work for that long, it's amazing. You lose, or at least I do. I lose track of what day of the week it is. I mean, I have to ask somebody: is today Wednesday? Is today Thursday? What day is it? So, but for those who don't know, I was laid off in November due to outsourcing, and so, but I did get a severance, so I'm still getting paid. But I will have to dust off the old resume and get back out there probably in March sometime and see about what type of work I can get involved in. I haven't done a resume since 1994, so that's going to take some time. But yeah, I was there 26 years, so I'm basically getting a full year's pay. I'm getting a one week, one paycheck for every year I was there. So I was there 26 years. There go, you get 26 paychecks, get paid every other week. So that's a full year's pay. So I'll get paid until November. But of course, I don't want to wait till October, November to start. I'm going kind of crazy. Well, plus with the COVID, everything's locked down anyway, or not locked down, but you can't get out and do much. It's wintertime, you can't get out and do much with the bad weather. So hopefully in the spring, I'm looking to get some other sort of engagement of employment and get my routine back. Because like I said, it's very it's hard to put it into words. It's when you're used to working every day and you're not working anymore. I mean, the first week or so I felt like I was on vacation, but now it's almost 2 months, and in fact it's up to 2 months by now because it was just before Thanksgiving. when I was let go. So after 2 months, you can get in a little rut and get a little routine. I don't want to get lethargic or lazy, so I definitely want to. And I have been working with some people for on my resume, so I've submitted my resume the best I could write it, and they're going to review it and get back to me and make improvements and suggestions and whatnot. But it's really not a whole lot to put on my resume. I mean, the last 26 years I've been in one place, so there's only so many things you can put on there. I was graduated high school, went in the Army for 3 years, and then went to college, and then did my job for 26 years. So there's not a whole lot of extracurricular activities to put on there. So we shall see. Hoping that whatever job I do land with is going to be a commute that does not take me 50 minutes each way. So I'd rather get something a lot closer to home. But the one benefit, I guess, of not working at the moment is it's giving me time to do these projects and get these games in and not feel like I'm rushing, and then just enjoying the hobby right now. And it's almost like a semi-retirement. I'm almost 56 years old, but I'm too early to retire, so I want to still work at least until I'm 62, if possible, if everything goes the way it is. My health stays decent, and the job market stays decent. Hey DJ, yeah, I mean, I didn't lose my job for COVID. COVID had nothing to do with this. In fact, COVID, and ironically, COVID actually helped me because I got to work from home from March until November, which was very, very nice. I enjoyed that. It saved me that big long trip, saved me on gas, saved me on clothes, all kinds of things. And the COVID also delayed my being replaced by offshore personnel because it took them longer to train. If the COVID had not hit, then they would have been trained. I may have been let go as early as March or April. And if I didn't make it past April, I would not have qualified for my pension. So by making it through April, it gave me a chance to turn 55, and it gave me a chance to qualify for my pension. So yeah, RJ, that would be great if we got paid for this. I mean, yeah, I mean, I am able to what do you call it? What's the word? Monetize and put the little 10-second advertisement at the beginning or whatever. But you got to go a long ways. You got to go a long ways to make money on this. I mean, the guys that make money on YouTube are the guys that have 100,000 subscribers and that's all they do for a living. To make money on this, you got to go a while, and I've gotten one small check from them, which I appreciated back in October. It wasn't much, but it was something. I went towards, getting some extra card sets. But, it's definitely nothing that you can make a job out of, that's for sure. But it is a nice little hobby. And, yeah, DJ, it worked out for me. I mean, but for most people, I definitely feel their pain. Well, Brandon, I mean, there's some companies that will give out games, a sample game or whatever, to certain YouTube producers to show off the game, especially if it's fairly new. I think History Maker will do that with some people for certain games. I don't know if any other company has done that with any other games, but I know in the past History Maker has done it for a couple people. Not for me because I don't play it that much. I play just the baseball game, and they've already had Al Wilson and Steve Tower do plenty of exposure on that. So, but I mean, yeah, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know. I'm not into the business model of things, so I don't know those things. I don't know the cost benefit of giving up a. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I think he got something from for the golf game to show off, like a new season or a new course set or new something. And I think the people at Play figured, well, we'll shoot him a free copy so that he can put it on video, expose it, and then people will go buy it. So it's, I guess Like I said, I'm not a business person, so I don't know the pros and cons of that. I don't know. I mean, Anthony was probably the best one to speak on that because he has his own game, and he may or may not have, sent the boxing game to somebody to show off, to get people to, see how good it is and practice it. I don't know. Like I said, it's not. That's out of my realm. I'm out of my lane on that, so I don't want to speak to it or comment on it because I don't know anything about it. But I'm sure that's certainly a possibility. If I was creating a new game, I don't know what I would do actually. Well, I thank you there, Brandon. I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years, so it's taken a while. And actually, a lot of my subs, I have to thank Al Red Sox basically because he got me hooked up with the card collecting people, and the card collecting people are those kind of people that I sub to you, you sub to me, because we were both trying to get our subs up. Because at the time, and I think it's still the same, you have to have over 1,000 subs to do live video if you go through the YouTube app, which I have to do because I'm not using a camera, I use my phone. Other people that use camera and go through the computer, you can do live, but I couldn't do live until I had 1,000 subs. That was like the thing that got me over the hump. And I have to thank Al Red Sox fan for turning me on to the card collecting people. So I have a lot of my subs are card collecting guys that probably don't care anything about this, but I sub to them, they sub to me, and we just do it just to, I guess, scratch each other's back, for lack of a better term. I could care less about their videos. They probably could care less about my videos, but I'm not going to unsubscribe from them. I mean, I made that agreement with them, so we're going to stick to it. I was up to actually 1,280 subscribers, and then when I started putting out more videos, I got like 4 or 5 people unsubscribed. So maybe it was too much of me. Maybe I need to tone it down. I don't know, but I don't really. I mean, the subscriber count at this point is irrelevant to me because as long as I stay over the 1,000, that's all. That's really all I need to do to make sure I can do live when I want to do live. But most times I don't even do that. I just do uploads. And I think you have to have over 1,000 to do the what do you call it? The monetization thing or whatever. Although, like I said, it's going to probably be another 6 months before I even see any small check from YouTube for that, because it just takes, you got to get a lot of watch hours. It's a whole lot of things in the background that I don't even understand, but a whole lot of things you got to take care of or have taken care of for you to be able to generate those kind of things. And since I don't do a lot of live stuff, a lot of the watch hours that people accumulate are from live broadcasts, because on a live broadcast, people are more apt to watch longer than someone that does an upload. They may, if it's uploaded, they may just watch the beginning 2 or 3 minutes and then maybe fast forward to the end to see who wins. Whereas on a live broadcast, they may be more apt to hang around for the whole thing. I agree, DJ. I don't get tired of watching anybody play. I mean, RJL, if you want to put out 5 videos a day, that's fine by me. I enjoy watching, all the games that are out there. Same with Anthony. If he wants to put out 2 or 3 fall classic games a day, not that he has time for that, but if he wanted to, I would not object, because I don't know how anybody else feels, but I got satellite TV with a whole bunch of channels, but it's like that old Bruce Springsteen song from way back when. It says 57 channels and nothing on. This is like 157 channels and nothing on. My viewing is either Netflix or YouTube. So that's usually what I spend most of my entertainment watching, is Netflix and YouTube. The only thing I watch on regular TV are sporting events. Very rare. I mean, the only show I really watch on TV is probably like the police shows like Chicago PD or Blue Bloods or something like that, or Dateline. But most other shows I could care less about. And I barely watch the news because it just drives me crazy seeing what's out there. Forever, you asking me if I will order the 2020 Strat? If you're asking me, I will not. I'm not going to order the 2020 of anything. To me, 2020 is a lost season. I don't even care about it. I'm not going to order the 72 Strat either, because I just ordered the PDF 1972 of Inside Pitch that I've already cut out, most of it. I've got the whole 92 season cut out, 72, I've got the American League cut out and part of the National League, so I've got to finish printing and cutting the National League cards, and then I'll be all set with that. Someone, and I can't think of his name, and I wish I could because I would give him credit for it, and I feel bad not giving him credit for it, but there was somebody in one of the videos I did that gave a comment. Thought I'd turn the light on so it wasn't so dark. They gave a comment about something called a, it's a PDF, what do they call it? PDF where you can adjust it so the cut lines are gone. And I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Shoot. I hate on a blank like that. I can't think of it. What they call it, but anyway, this up. But anyway, and this is how I store my cards, by the way, not that everybody cares, but the PDF anyway. So this is my 1992 inside pitch that I printed out, and I don't mind using rubber bands because they're PDFs, so I don't care. I mean, I'm not worried about hurting the cards, but so I'm going to put these out here and see. So let's pull out, I want to compare these with the regular printed set and see how far off they are. If it shows, I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera either, but we'll see. So let's look at, say, that's a printed set from the Cardinals. And this is a PDF card. If I can find it, here we go. That's the PDF of Rickey Henderson, 1992. And I mean, like I said, it's let me see if I can get a little closer. It's comparable. I mean, it's not as nice, obviously, but it does what I need it to do. They have nice cut lines, and I used to be archaic and cut things with scissors till I learned otherwise, and then finally, I believe it was Tony that one of his videos, he had this lesion cutter, and so I bought that, and that's been a lifesaver for anything PDF. But PDF is a little bit, just order some card stocks and print the fringe players, which is all of them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because trying to budget everything, and so, I mean, I can splurge once in a while to get a printed set, but I think it's $17 or $18 for the PDF. I mean, granted, you use paper and ink, but I already had some paper and ink in stock, so I said, why not give it a go? So I ordered 92 and 72 PDF, and the 92 is complete. Now I just got to do the 72. And I'm thinking about either the 98 or the 95 as the next PDF set. I wish I knew what Inside Pitch was doing for their next release, not 2020, but the next, an older season, because I'd love to be able to get a PDF, I mean, not a PDF, a printed set of a newer season, newer release season, not a newer season, but a newer release season. So if they were to come out and do, say, 93 or 2001, something like that, I would definitely purchase the printed set on that. I did the same thing with the 86 payoff pitch with the PDFs, where I printed off the PDF for the 86 payoff pitch, which is why I really don't want to go out and spend the money to get the 86 printed set if I've already invested so much time and effort into the 86 PDFs, which, they're the old style, where the new style, the outs are here on the side, and pretty much everything else is pretty much about the same. Now, one thing about the PDFs that I do like is they do give you the complete stat line, whereas the printed set, I think they give you the home runs and RBIs and average, but they don't give you the doubles and triples and things like that, slugging percentage and whatnot. But yeah, these cards work fine. They're nice and big, which is good for me because with my vision, I certainly can use the bigger cards. I have a 110-pound cardstock. I certainly do. And actually, the cardstock I've been using lately is, not to do a commercial for them or anything, but this particular one has worked well. Got it from Walmart. It's actually has worked pretty well for me. It's called Astro Brights. It's an 80-pound cardstock, a little bit brighter. So it's kind of worked out pretty good for me. They have this at Walmart. I bought it from Walmart. I also have some other cardstock, 110-pound stock I might buy once in a while. Yeah, granted, it's a whole lot easier if you can just get the printed set and start playing, but sometimes PDFs, I know it sounds weird, can be fun, because as I'm printing and cutting these, I'm kind of getting a preview of the cards at the same time. So, let's see, what do you got there for? Yeah, I don't know where the gap, where the disconnect is between the 90s and the 2000s, because it seems like the card companies are kind of copying each other. Like when one group puts out a set, brand new set, another group will jump on board and make that their new set that they release. So I don't know why that is. And yes, Robert, it's because they have over 100 seasons. I can only assume that Fall Classics rating system must be so easy. It's just probably a plug and play or something that they can just, not a whole lot of research. They can just go ahead and plop out all those seasons, unless they went ahead and did all these seasons before they released the first game, so they had them in stock. I don't know, but yeah, you would think in the 90s, because most of us in the 90s were in our 30s, probably, maybe most of us. And in the 2000s, we would be in our 30s to 40s. So yeah, I mean, a lot of good seasons there. I think Inside Pitch has 95 and 98. I think that's the only two seasons they have in the 90s, is 95 and 98. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Oh, 92. They have 92. Let's see. Yeah, the dead ball one is kind of hard to rank. The thing about 1912, I don't know about the season itself, but the World Series is the one that's the most fun on that. And I actually created 1912 cards for History Maker Baseball, and I have a video out on that from where I did the 1912 World Series, at least one game to try it. But I did create the Giants and the Red Sox from 1912. So yeah, it's dead ball it's hard because people didn't keep stats back then. They didn't keep very good stats back then. Another thing I did notice, I don't know if I've been to the Payoff Pitch website lately, but I've noticed they've got a sale on certain seasons, but it's only for the full cards, not for the split cards. In other words, I believe it's like $10 cheaper if you get the card for certain seasons. If you get the cards that are, say, that are overall stats versus the lefty-righty stats. I know 77 was like that. I don't know about the rest of them, but I know 77 was like that. Let's see if I can find the others. Because I was just looking at the website the other day, and I don't know if it's because he's having a hard time selling the card sets that are the full stats or what, but let me look at where it was that, unless he's changed it. Maybe he took them down. I don't see him now. Maybe that was a short time say. Oh, here it is. 1987. I'm looking at 1987 and 86 both are $44 with the left-right splits, but if you get them standard, it's $10 cheaper. So I don't know if he's just having a hard time selling the sets that are standard, and everybody wants the lefty-righties, if that's the reason. But 86 and 87 both are $10 off if you get the standard set versus the splits. Same with 1983. That's $34 and 82. They're $34 for the standard, 83 and 82, and 79 same way. All three of those are $10 cheaper. Well, actually 79 is $7 cheaper. It goes from 39 to 32. But the 82 and 83 go from 44 to 34 if you get the standard set. So like I said, I don't know what the reason behind that is. If he's having a hard time selling the standard seasons and everybody wants the splits. I thought I was the only one that was a split, junkie. But maybe I guess a lot of people are, because he must be having a hard time doing that. I don't know, but if you don't care that much about splits, that's a good time to pick up a couple of sets because they're $10 off, so a lot cheaper. All right, I've rambled on enough now. I'm not, like I said, I'm not really a conversationalist, particularly when there's nobody else physically in front of me to talk to. So I'm trying to look at the chat now, and I don't see a whole lot. Brandon turned 46. Well, happy birthday to you. In April, I'll be 56. So got a ways to go. All right, I have a 77 White Sox special place in my heart for the 77 White Sox after having dealt with their pitching staff for a whole season. It's just like the Nationals bullpen in 2019 that I'm playing now. I'm having to experience the dreads that Dave Martinez had to deal with guys like Kyle Barraclough and Trevor Rosenthal and Tony Sipp in your bullpen. So I'll be glad when I get to a part of the season where they start making some trades and get some of the good guys in the bullpen, and I can get rid of some of these schmucks that are out there. That'll help. But amazingly, they're 15-5 through 20 games, so that's almost amazing. Yeah, Earl did a great job on the '08 Phillies. I think he admitted himself he may have gotten too personally involved in the 2008 Phillies and gotten too emotionally attached to it or whatnot, and wouldn't get the results he expected or hoped for, I guess. With me, with the Nats, I could care less if they win or lose. I just like playing the game. I'm mainly doing this just to test the inside pitch game engine. I did it for Fidrich for the pitcher, but I want to get a feel for a season replay and see how all the batting stats do. Fidrich, I know it does the pitching stats well because Fidrich was, closer than I thought it could be. Fidrich replay did really well in the stats. So now I'm going to see if how a full season will do. Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, there it is. All right. Yep, I agree. Strat, once you go super advanced, it's kind of hard to go back. Now, granted, I may do a hybrid where I don't include every super advanced thing, like blocking the plate or whatever, but, the only bad thing about super advanced is having to roll that D20 over and over and over, whereas advanced, you don't have to do that. But, yeah, 1990 would be a great season for somebody to put out hint, hint, inside pitch to do the Nasty Boys. I do have the 1990 Strat set, but I don't have it, obviously, in inside pitch or on payoff pitch because they are not available. 93 is another great one I would like to get. If they came out with 90 or 93, I would definitely purchase those. Either Game Company, payoff pitch, or inside pitch. Because those are two seasons that I remember very well. If they did 2001 or 2002, I would do the same. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the White Sox replay kind of wiped me out too because it took so long to play with the super advanced. But I get the... Yeah, Strat PC has to be used for. I'm using Strat PC to keep the stats on my Nationals replay as well. 1990. Okay, yeah, there you go. 1990. Yeah, it's I remember. I was an A's fan, and I was certainly disappointed by the World Series and actually shocked by the World Series, the same way I was with '88. But. Yeah, I think I've seen IDJ roll 2 D20s at one time too. That seems a little cumbersome for me, but I guess however, whatever makes things easier for you. But I like games that can be complex but still not be overbearing if you can have a combination of both. And I think Inside Pitch is definitely complex enough for me, but the gameplay is fairly smooth as well. Once in a while, you run into a base running situation or a fielding situation where you may have to ask a question, but for the most part, it's pretty straightforward once you get it. And the base running is intuitive, and there is a method to the madness. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and it's 5:40 here on the East Coast. I've yabbed long enough. It's already been almost an hour and a half. I never do an hour and a half video. This is ridiculous for me to even do it, but somehow I just got started with it, but whatever. But certainly check out anyone who's doing a stream tonight. I know Robert is. I don't know if Anthony's doing anything tonight, or Al Red Sox fan. Somebody probably will. Tomorrow morning, I will probably upload the Nationals and Rockies first game of that 3-game series on Inside Pitch. And then, of course, the next game in the 69 replay is a battle of the top 2 teams in the NL West. The Giants will take on the Reds. They play a doubleheader. This is going to be game 1 of that doubleheader. And it's going to be Jim Maloney for the Reds against Juan Marichal for the Giants. Game 2, which will be done with the ticker, is going to be a guy named Bobby Bolin for the Giants and a guy named Jerry Arrigo for the Reds, which is why I picked to do game 1, not game 2, because I don't know those guys. So do what we can. All right, so thank you for everyone who tuned in and sat through me yabbing and playing the game. The game went by pretty fast, which I was shocked, actually. But with Steve Carlton on the mound, that can happen to you. All right, thank you, Phantomatic, Jeremy Brooks, RJL518, Alex M., Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. I'm not a boxing fan, but apparently his boxing game is one of the best out there. So if you're into boxing, highly encourage you to check that out. Brandon Baker, Captain Carl, and let's see who else is out there. Anybody? Did I miss anybody? Forever Maine, and DJ John 4444. And I think that catches everybody. Let me double check it. I don't want to miss anybody and offend anybody. I think that's it. Hey, well, if you missed the game, you can always go back and catch it later. The quality's not as good because when I record and upload, it goes to 1080p. When I do this, at best it's 720, and there's one part of the game early on where the Wi-Fi gets a little hanky and it does get a little blurry, but it does clear up. But I do prefer the uploads because I can get the full 1080p on those videos. But when you upload, of course, you don't get to converse with other people either. So thank you all for tuning in. If you like Inside Pitch, stick around for probably about 2 hours from now or so and catch the 1985 Phillies and Dodgers on Inside Pitch on RJL's channel. I'm not sure who the pitching matchup is, but I'm sure it'll be a good one because the Phillies and Dodgers were both pretty decent back then. The Phillies weren't that great, but the Dodgers certainly were division winners. And it doesn't really matter who is playing. It's just it's nice to see things on the tabletop, and I guess a lot of people have rediscovered the hobby thanks to because of the COVID and everything being locked down. I'm sure card companies are getting an increase in sales because people's entertainment dollars are not going to the movies and out to eat. So they got to spend the money on something, so spending it on their hobby. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the weekend. It's just started. It's just now getting dark out here. It's 5:45, so it's almost pitch black. Not quite, but it's getting close, and it's almost my dinner time. So the wife's at work, so I get to have free run of the living room. That's just why I'm down here today. Usually I'm upstairs where I'm not disturbing anyone, but got the house to myself for a couple hours, so I'm taking advantage of it. So, again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for supporting all those who do content on YouTube, because I know from personal experience it's, you know, it's fun, but it's also a labor. It's a labor of love, but sometimes, you know, sometimes it can be a drag, at least for me, when my equipment doesn't work the way I want it to work sometimes. And, you know, sometimes you'll play a game and then the phone will ring or the dog will bark or something will happen and you'll get pulled away. But for the most part, we just do it because we love it. And, you know, I have just as much fun playing offline as I do online. So I just enjoy the hobby completely. For the folks that do the PC versions, go for it. The PC is a tool for me to keep stats. I don't really enjoy playing on the PC all that much unless I want a computer opponent. Once in a while I'll do that, but for the most part it's cards and dice all the way. So enjoy your weekend, be safe out there, and until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, even if it is Fall Classic. And I will see you all down the road.